Hey everyone and welcome to Purrina Hill. This is a brand new franchise gameplay on my channel. This is episode number 1 and we are going to build a franchise zoo solely focused on big cats. And if that's not hard enough, we are going to play this in hard mode with a way reduced budget at the beginning. So if you're interested, stick with me and let's do this. Alright, welcome to the first episode of Purrina Hill. This is going to be fun. Now, as you guys have voted, we are going to start this on the Franchise Friday, which is going to be a bit more of a ongoing thing right now. So I'm going to stick to that schedule. Friday will be Franchise Day. But without further ado, let me just give you a quick explanation of what's going to happen. So we are going to build a zoo on this little hill that I have prepared. Now, I have taken around 12,500 to make this little hill work, because that is our foundation of the gameplay. So I don't have a, I don't have a fixed, park this time, or I don't have a fixed layout. This time the idea is to do the job only with big cats. Now, we have a couple of issues which I'm going to explain, but we are not only going to have big cats, we have each time we have one habitat focusing on the habitat and a restaurant to it. Now, the restaurant being in there, obviously, to finally try to conquer the insane need of drinks and food and stuff for the guests. So we will have to see how that works out, but I'm trying to really focus in each and every episode on, a habitat and a facility. The beautification will not only work always during the franchise, because the gameplay might be a little bit too long and I want to keep the videos around half an hour-ish, and as you know, this is hard enough for me, so I will try to make the beautification work in between, later or whatever, but the target is to start working with this hill. Now, this time we have a couple of issues here, and this is also why the game is on pause. We have to be a little bit more careful, and the one thing I'm going to do right now is I'm starting with a very, very basic setup here for our first habitat, and I'm starting with the mandatory builds at the very beginning. So I'm going to make a little cut and I'm going to show you how that's going to look, and now we see each other again with the first build. Alright, so I've built the first layout things, and before I start talking about that, here's a little thing you may notice from the build over here. It is the first time we are actually going to use mods during a franchise, and specifically one mod, and this is going to be the free build mod. If you guys haven't heard of it, it basically allows you to build everything wherever you want, and one little example of that, as you can see over here with the exhibits, the small exhibits, I could even put them right across here on the path, or you can see those two also merged into each other slightly to, just create one counter. And also you can see I can simply utilize 2 meter and 3 meter path without actually doing anything, just quickly showing to you. So when I press the Z key on my keyboard, free build is turned on and off, and even though this doesn't tell you, you can actually change the path by clicking on it, and then you can see now it goes down all the way to even 1 meter. It doesn't really work, 1 meter doesn't work, but you can even use this by, for example, giving you the railing on ground path as well, and now you can build kind of little fences with that. They even look pretty cool, not gonna lie, they look really decent, and you can even choose whatever you want, and then you can also build them through other things. You can also increase the length pretty nicely, but that shouldn't be the topic of today's build. But you can basically see how you can just easily build that, and everything else just runs fine. So it's not really a cosmetic mod, it's basically just a very powerful performance mod when it comes to building and stuff, so it makes the building a lot more easy. That said, I have built the main layout, and the main layout, just to briefly explain that to you, has been quite tricky, and I have redone a couple of things, but you can see we are already pretty low on budget, so it's going to be a very, very hard task to maintain that budget, and this is also why we are going to have another cut with building of the habitat. But just to show you, the main habitat is going to be this in a space here. So this is going to be the Bengal tiger space. And first things first, this time around, you can see I made 12,000 on conservation credits, because I guess that we are going to have this the problem that we won't get an animal just for money, and this time around we have to save money actually. So it would be better to get one for conservation credits. Now, clicking on the Bengal tiger, you can see there are quite some on the market. That one over here seems to be quite legit. Just going to adopt that one right away. And I'm also going to go for this female one over here. They are freaking cheap, I gotta say. I didn't expect them to be that cheap. But yeah, so I'm going to go to those two, and I'm just going to buy this. Oh, let's have a little look. Oh my god, this one is even more nice. Yeah, let's grab that one. Why not? So I've got those two in storage now. Hopefully, there you go. Two different names, zoos, blah blah blah. Okay, so not the same specimen. Very nice indeed. We saved them already without spending money, but we, these conservation credits will be easily getting back in once we have started this zoo to be profitable, and then we can also sell them. There will be another thing which we're going to look in, and that is conservation. That means we are going to have like a little bit of a breeding program as well, but that's something we're going to talk about later. Now, one thing I'm going to do with you in live is going to be the habitat layout, and then I'm going to do a little cut in terms of, the overall styling and stuff. So first things first, I want to have two major viewing points for the Bengal tiger. The one thing is going to be that one here, and the other one is this raised platform. For the first animal, I think I'm not going to go for a deep dive area for them to watch, simply because I think, maybe I do. I think it's going to be a little bit too hard, but what we can do, simply because we have full control now with the wonderful free build, we can do certain weird things like that. I'm just going to show you real quick, but I'm not going to utilize that. So normally I'm going to do this, lowering down things like that. But if I hold down Z, I can even create this weird stuff here with the path. So the path is actually confirming to it, and this actually works, but I'm not going to do that because I want to have a very nice edge over here. So this is going to be a little bit of a pool that is going to be here. Yeah, let's do that a little bit deeper. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that's good. And now what we're going to really quickly do is we're going to utilize the glass barrier over here. 2-ish meters, whatever. We can also, you can see I can put barriers now simply on the path with free build, which is a lot more easy to build now. So you can drag it wherever you want it. And this time around, I want to have it very close. The problem is going to be with the water later on, because it doesn't let you build because of the path. But I'm just going to put this a little bit closer here to the, lower ground. So this is that, and from here we are basically going to build the habitat real quick. So I'm going to go with a concrete wall that is going to have a little curvature in here. So let me just do this, and then we're going to drag it all the way here, and then I'm just going to curve that thing all the way up the hill, and I'm going to keep it to undulating because that is the one we want to have. And I'm just going to follow my little trail over here that goes all the way up the hill. Don't worry, it's not going to stay that way, but I thought this is going to be the easiest way of doing this. And then we're going to have that one stretched out all the way. Go back to the straight mode, and I'm just going to put a habitat gate right over here. Yeah, no, I want to have it that, tilt. I think that looks fairly decent. And now let's just bring this back, and that one to here as well. Nice. The big advantage of the free build mod is that you basically have not all these constraints anymore. You can just basically build stuff and then put it wherever you want it. You don't always have this problematic red lights everywhere. So I'm just going to frame this transformer over here real quick. So I'm just going to put that thing right over here, raise that bar a little so I can find the right spot. There you go. And we can also drag that back a little so it's nicely framed. I just want to hide this thing away. Noise. And then we're going to bring all the way back here. Oh, yeah, all the way. Yeah, I think, you know what? We're just going to bring this to the top here. And then I'm just going to make that a little bit more whatever, like this. It doesn't matter because I want to just make sure that this is the habitat. Okay, so from there we are going to bring this all the way down, and now what I'm going to do, I'm increasing the length significantly. You can even go over 20 meters now, which is also something that mod brings in. And I'm just going to bring this all the way here to this spot under the viewing area. And now let's decrease obviously that one and bring it here. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that. You know what? No, I'm just going to make this both is going to be steel mesh, and obviously it's gonna be climb proof to both sides. There you go. So hopefully they can't escape over that one. Just framing the habitat already, and obviously that looks pretty weird indeed. It's gonna change this here as well, and that one is going to be, yeah, I'm thinking about like a little ditch here in the front, so maybe we can even lower this fairly more down, so like to 1 meter, and then just, I think what would look really cool is if we are just going to make the typical kind of frame we always do, and then we're just going to bring this like so. Want to have like green color, I guess. Green is the choice to go, and make that very much bright. Let's make that a bit more grass green, shall we? I think it's still not the green I want. Maybe I do go back to that green a little. Yeah, whatever, something like that. I'm just going to change that later as well. And then let's experiment a little bit with curved top, and I think that's the side I need to go to. Yeah, there you go. And on this side we can also make that swoop. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. That looks a bit nicer. So that way it just kind of that curls in. Not sure though what I'm going to do with this one. I think I'm gonna have some rocks over here anyways to make sure they can't see everything. Yeah, this is something I'm most likely going to do. Yeah, making that one closed off. Same goes here. Now, in order to make sure that this pond is actually working, I have to bring the ground up quite a bit. So first of all, I'm just going to do that over here. So it's like a little bit of a terrace thing. So we are going to have like a natural border here so that they can't escape with some rocks or so. I'm not 100% sure what we are going to do, but something along the lines will be done. But we still have to, I guess, otherwise it won't work, do something like this. But I'm just going to keep the glass working for us. Flat top should do the trick. And then, oh gosh, I think I'm just going to do it that way. Okay, let's bring it all over here and then reconnect there. Let's see if that works anyways. Before I do anything else, I just want to see if I can bring some water in. There you go. It's not really the height I wanted to have. I thought I just gonna have that a little bit more down to the bottom. So not sure if I need to raise everything here. So first things first is, by the way, I don't want to have the habitat parameter on these. So yeah, there you go. And I guess what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to raise that a little. And same about those. Just raise them too. Let's see if that does the trick now. There you go. This is the height I wanted to have it to. Okay, cool. Now, you know, that way they can go in here and have a little swim. I think that's fair. And we are going to lower all these down. Wait, is that what free build does as well? Oh my god, that is genius. So I can have basically the water just like open. I mean, it's not like that I need it, but this would help me a lot to just make the, you know, make the entrance a bit nicer. Wait a sec, can I also manipulate the terrain now? That would be a charm. Wait a second. Okay, so if I hold down that, okay, now that doesn't work. I thought it would work, but that would have been super cool if, wait a second, just testing again. Okay, I can't. That would have been sweet, but no. Anyhow, that's a brilliant help in order to, you know, make that wonderful little thing look a lot more nice. And just bring that back down as well. Not sure where I'm going to use that. I can't make a platform anyways because then they could jump over, but I just want to have them, you know, fun, you know, having a little bit of a good time in the water. Even though, I mean, I lowered it down already. See, I want them to be able to see more into the habitat from this location over here. So not only in the water. So what I might need to do, and I think I can actually do this because I have done just that. So why not? Hey, I just wanted to delete this. Look at that nonsense. So one thing I need to do here is I'm going to build a little, my God, what the freaking hell is this? No, just go away. I'm just going to turn on this, and then let me just increase the width a little bit here. This is what I wanted to do. Now, see, this is all over, like a very subtle way of doing that. Now, what you can do now is delete these middle pieces and then just connect that a lot nicer. So just like so, you're going to create like a way better incline than you had before. So this is the way to go. And then you can even try if you can smooth the whole thing out, but normally, oh, okay, this time around it does connect. See, this is a very neat way of having like a little ramp in here, and it makes the whole thing also a bit more realistic in terms of that you can actually access this if you want to. I think that's sweet. I think that's really nice. So now they can go all the way up here and have a little look. What I'm going to do, if I can, is... Okay, it lets me do that. That is perfection. I'm just going to lower that bit down even more. And then I'm going to make like a mesh fence or something here in the front. And I put some nature stuff in here so that it really looks like as if the... also, we can just make that a proper one. There you go. So I just want to make sure that they have like a better view inside of the habitat. And maybe I'm just going to make something that just keeps them going into the water over here. So how deep is the water? Does it actually allow them to dive? I didn't even test, and I think it definitely does not, right? So I did all the stuff now without... Or maybe they can. Maybe it's just enough for them to dive. Okay, well, we will see once they're in, which is a good point. We can let them in soon. But first of all, I'm just gonna make sure that this area over here, oops, that was the wrong button. Just making sure that there is like a way better subtle incline that makes them go down like this. Awesome. By the way, because I didn't mention that, so the overall styling will always be connected to the original habitat of the animal. So we are going to go with the Bengal tiger. So obviously this is going to be Asian inspired. That said, this is all I wanted to say at this point. Now the next bit is going to bring the animal in, make sure that the time is running and we can get some money in. This is the first thing we need to do before we start decorating. And hence we're going to do exactly this now. So I'll talk to you in a second. All right, a new day has begun, and we are actually close to making some money, hopefully. You can see the money sign does point upwards, which is a good sign. But at the end of the day, we have a significant issue with the money because I just built that, which is not really much. I just did the bare minimum to make them happy, even though it looks already pretty decent at some points, but you can also see the diving does surprisingly easily work, which is kind of cool. So we have got this diving area over here. One thing I'm going to quickly do is I'm just going to increase the transparency of the water, making some bubbles go, and I think I'm just going to change the water color to a little bit more bluish. I think I like that a lot more. There you go. And so this makes the viewing also a bit more enjoyable. Now, the next couple minutes, we are just going to check if the money indeed goes up and if we have done all we needed. So while we do so, I can also go to benches because we most likely will need some more benches for our guests in the end. So let me just go for one. It's kind of funky that I have researched all of the stuff already, which is crazy. So just going to click them in where it does work over here. So let's make like a little nice enjoyable seating area here. I think that's fairly nice. And then we are going to have one normal one here and a couple of okay, well, then let me just place them like this. There you go. And one thing I forgot to do is some soil down here, as if this is going to work. So nice. And then let's blend in some stuff like this. So there you go. I think that's looking a lot more nice. Did that go to 200%? Oh, that's nice. I think this just gives us a bit more flexibility in just merging these things together. I think that looks a lot more natural this way. So look at that. Money is going up a little bit, which is nice. We got a present over here. Let me, yeah, give me the money. I need the money. Now, obviously we have to hope that these animals do reproduce quite quickly. So this is why I got these in the first place. So there's nothing special about that, but just making it this way. So we don't have anything, no vet or anything. I think we need a vet at some point, but as long as our animals are all doing great, there is no big issue about this. They only do cost us money, so we are waiting for the moment, you know, that we can have it. I'm also just checking in on this, that we don't have an information point or anything where they can buy umbrellas. We should definitely have one at some point, but we need the money first, okay? So we don't have shelters or anything at this point for rain, but we're gonna have to think about that in the future. Also temperature, obviously, of our animals. So these kind of things we always have to think about. Speaking of thinking about this, we also need to make sure that, hello, free build is disabled. So why the hell can I place this everywhere? I want to, hello? Okay, this is weird. I'm not sure why all of a sudden I can place the bench wherever I want. Random rotation is definitely something I don't want, but anyways, we're just going to post these ones up here as well. To give them some shelter, we could actually give them some umbrellas. Okay, that's way too small. How about the picnic thingy? Just give that temporarily for them, okay? So just making sure that they have something to go under. I'm not sure if that actually helps anything, but for the moment it appears to be good. So there's a donation bin. We definitely need to put one up here too, and we also do put another one up here. Just give me the money, guys. So yeah, that looks fairly good to me. So we are making somewhat money with the guests coming in, and hopefully we will be able to just make more money in the future. By the way, just speaking of donation bins, we should put some here, and also we gotta have to put our emphasis on the media devices, specifically, where is that thing? The education board for the small guys over here, and I'm just going to also put education stuff for the kids down, so they can test their abilities right in that corner, and the other one going to be here, just for the moment being. I think that's nice. And now, can you stop standing inside of my education board? That would be really good. Okay, cool. Look at that. That looks decent to me. We're making some money, which is good. But yeah, as you can guess, now it's time to do some building. And actually, I'm going to make a little teeny tiny speed build out of it in the next section. But I'm just going to skip forward to the next then. Right, so we have a little tiny speed build over here, and this one especially is going to be, you know, focused on talking about the architectural idea. So, as I said, we will dedicate each individual area to the natural habitat or the original habitat of each animal. So, as we have the Bengal tiger, which is mostly India and Myanmar and, you know, that region of the world, I fully went with the Indian pack here to make my life a bit more simple, and also because we don't really have that much budget, so I needed to check the pieces and not to go too crazy with the roof designs and stuff. So I kept it fairly simple, which might change in the future once we made a little bit more money. We might also go a bit more crazy on those things. However, this teeny tiny speed build, as I have advertised it, it's not really quite the truth, because it just kind of went nuts, and I even cut out a lot. So you will see, after skipping back into the real-time part, you will see that there has been quite a lot happening, and I really spent every money available. So I kept on building until we went full-on bankrupt. No, actually not bankrupt, but we went to like $100 or so down, because, you know, I just wanted to make as much as possible and make it look good and stuff. So yeah, I'm not really sure how much and how long I will keep it that detailed, but I really felt after the holiday that I wasn't in the flow anymore, and it took me a lot longer to build than it usually did. So yeah, that's the result. But I think, you know, I'm very happy and very pleased with the final outcome at the end of the episode. There are a couple of things I want to change along the line, but I guess that's something we do once I have enough money and once I have the time. So I will try to focus each individual Friday episode on one animal. So that limits the whole series to the amount of big cats we have in the game. And maybe we're just going to add one more episode that is focusing on a building, which might then be a speed build. That said, this is, by the way, exactly what will happen with our wonderful and beloved Lost Aqualand, which is not gone, it's not dead or whatever. I'm gonna finish that first, and then we're going to give it the proper end that it actually deserves. Now, that said, I'm very happy to be in this brand new project, because I don't know, I had it in my mind for so long, and it's so good to finally do it, because I'm a huge fan of most of the big cats in the game, and I think it really gives us a good idea of you know, how these animals have evolved during, you know, the making of this beautiful pack, or the beautiful packs we have at this game. But yeah, we'll find out in the future how they do look. But yeah, this is it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this little speed build, but it's now time to jump back into the actual speed build, real-time part. We're in the speed build here, and just enjoy the finishing touches. So enjoy that one, and we see each other after the cut. Alright, so that took a lot longer than I've expected it to be. So I'm not sure how long I will have done the time-lapse part, but trust me, there is a couple of things I want to address here. So I would have loved to do more, but looking at the budget we still have, I just can't. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because that's also what franchise is all about. Now, I am somewhat pleased with the habitat. Like, I'm not 100% happy quite yet, but, you know, in the future we might have the chance to improve upon that. But all over, I'm quite happy. I'm not just exactly happy with this part over here, so what I will definitely do is a couple of little planters that are going to be here in the front. Maybe we're even going to do this right now. So I'm going to hit play and also speed up the process to see if we do make money after all, because if not, we do have a little issue here. But I think it's, you know, it's fairly promising how we built the foundation now over here. So we have a couple of things to address over here. We don't have a workshop, we don't have a vet surgery, we don't have a research center in quarantine, and we've also no vets at this point. But all of these things we don't quite need until we actually need it, you know, and I won't go into that at the moment, because you know, we just don't need that. So yeah, fast forwarding a bit, it looks like as if we can make some money. So that's promising. So let's take that little second and go to barriers, actually. Oh, my goodness me, there is the money gone. So we have to look into that, if we can even recover from that. I really doubt. Maybe we can raise the prices a little bit. We get an offspring, so that might help us in the process. Now let's actually go to 10 and 7. I don't know if that makes any sense. And also, let me just quickly pause the game. Did they get babies in the meantime? No. What about you? No. That is quite frustrating. What's the deal with that? 100%? 100%, so they could get babies eventually, so okay. So we are still making our way out of it, but knowing that at the end of the month we have to pay food and stuff again, it's not like super positive, is it? So I guess we have to address the prices here a little. So let's go into, wait, I have the guest. I don't want to have the guest. I want to have, oh, they do think prices are overpriced. That's not good. So we go back to 8 and 5 then, to maintain a good inflow of guests at least. So yeah, a bit of money is still in there. Facility is without power. What kind of facility? Oh, that one in the corner. You know what? That's not too much of a big deal. So we're gonna put that in a space where there is power. I think that might be over here. Yeah, that looks good. So looky look. Can't find accessible space. But yeah, wait, are you in? Also, the rain pouring down on my window is just ridiculous at this point. And I will have to shut them down or like close them down because I have them half open. Let me just quickly do that. There we go. My goodness me. Well, that was insane. Okay, so let's have a look. Bengal tiger. No, but you're actually in here. Is it? Well, how is that filled in? So 3%, blah 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 blah. That's all not a big deal, but staff. There are like 4 people in here, but there is. Are they all sitting in right now? Oh Jesus, they are. And also, I can actually lower down the terrain real quick. Oh wait, I have to hold down the Z key here to be able to do that. Let me just quickly address that little issue. There you go. It's all gone. Let's see if they sit well and square here. Yeah, there you go. And even standing. Okay, so that's the problem. We've got 4 people resting in there at this point. But it's okay. Look at that. We've got 6,000. So we managed to get out of this little troublesome area over here. Keeper requested. Welfare is going down because of, not tidying up. Same over here, I guess, in a second. My goodness, I hope you guys can't hear it that loud, but outside, the rain pouring down is ridiculous at this point. I mean, I'm happy because, we are, oops, I have to go to facilities anyways. So there you go. And I'm just going to use that one straight away. Let's make that brown and then random rotation off. There you go. I'm just going to kind of make a little... you know what, we can leave it running, but I'm not going to go full speed. I'm actually going to keep that running in normal speed. There you go. I think we're gonna copy paste this to the other side then. So I'm just going to quickly build this like a little swooping thing here, like that, and then we bring it all the way back to this spot where you can make it fit. There you go. Nice. That's good. Let's go to nature, type in mulch. There you go. I'm just going to do that with the big ones here. Like one here. The other one goes in that corner, and that one. And now let's use the smaller ones to fill in these gaps as well over here. 1, 2. There you go. See, that's the advantage of having this thing in the middle. I'm just going to try if I can grab it all at once. Oh, it looks fairly decent to me. Awesome. Oops. Yeah, the escape key sometimes just kind of shuts 2 times. I don't know why at once, but my escape key just keeps doing that. And I only have that issue in Planet Zoo. I think people even reported they have that as well. So that makes me a little bit more... I feel a bit better because I don't feel like too stupid anymore. So look at that. Wonderful. We get also better weather right now. We make some money, which is good because that is something we need to have at the end of the episode. And now let's, we just go into some flowers. Shall we? Gardening and blueprints off. Mulch is gone because I want to end the episode in a second. So, let's go to random rotation again and then just put a couple in. Just a couple here and there. Wonderful. And then just gonna have some other things. Just a little bit of flowers, making that all look quite nice. And then, no, I don't need that, but that could also go in well. Nice. Just like one here, one there. Just a little bit like that, and we can also get something higher growing in there in the middle as well. I think that's sweet. And then some greenery in between as well. Nice. Okay, so let's do that on this side. And on this side specifically, I want to make sure that we have maybe a couple higher ones. Not that they're in here. So I'm just going to go... No, that's not here. But we're going to go overall plants and then just going to keep those in. I do still like this because it just kind of like looks good. And then, just doing it that way should do the trick. And then, just also do one here. Like so. And do we have like a tiny little palm tree that we could put in here? So maybe something like that. Yeah, that looks good to me as well. Look, you're still running through here. Why? That just doesn't work because I have barriers down on the ground. Don't do that. Also, if that's the deal... okay, this is why. I'm just going to put this here. So you can play with it here and the donation box goes into the corner. So there you go. I think that solved the issue. And you know what? There's also some room for... Where's that little cypress tree or something? There you go. Let's take the smallest one. Oh, and actually, we can use one bigger one. That goes in here. Look at that. That's sweet. I'm just going to put even a bigger one in that corner. Just to frame it a little bit more nicely. Look, that's fine. Okay, cool. Look at that, guys. This is the end of today's episode. There are a couple of little things I want to do next, but I think it's really fair to say that this is a very good first step for our franchise zoo, our brand new franchise zoo, and I'm really, really excited to see where this is going. We have to maintain an eye on, or like keep an eye on our finances, but overall, I think this is a very good way of doing it. You can see toilet thirst and stuff is all good. Oh, we don't have a toilet even. I should put one down. This is gonna go into the back here. But yeah, other than that, it looks good. Happiness. Look, this is crazy. We still have issues with hunger and thirst, even though we just kind of plopped everything down that is possible. You know what we are going to do? We're actually, before we end this, oh my god, this is going to be a super long first episode. I might do some cuts later on, or maybe keep the time lapse very short. But I do need some, there you go, vending machines, because otherwise I really don't see how that should work. So this is Gulpy Soda, and we can have another one here for those who don't want to wait. And then we also put a Chief Beef down right next to that. And the same, is that snow? That is snow. In February, okay, that is actually at least realistic. So yeah, we're gonna put some heaters down as well, I guess. Look at the babies! Babies! We haven't even looked at them. Look at baby tiger. Love it. I'm gonna pause the game here because I want to do still some screenshots, and they look better in daytime than they do in, you know, snow. Anyways, this is it for today's episode. I really do hope you like this brand new franchise approach. As I said, this is going to be Purrina Hill, and this is going to be filled with all the big cats. Now, this is going to be it. This is going to be the blueprint in which we're going to play in the next episodes, and you can, you know, actually calculate yourself how many episodes this is going to have by just checking how many animals we are going to have. But don't get me wrong, this is amazing, and I really, really, really can't wait to do this with you. So if you're interested for that series and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so, because this is going to be an ongoing series, and I'm really, really looking forward to also get your comments on, you know, and what you think about it. So if you have some suggestions what we should do, and also some improvement tips or whatnot, please let me know in the comments down below now, because that's going to help me to make this an even better zoo. As promised, this time around, we will always have a habitat and a connected restaurant area, so making sure that our guest will be super happy. And as soon as we have money flow kind of fixed, we're going to have a look into education as well. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and now I wish you guys a wonderful weekend, and have a good time. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. I see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, have a good time. Stay safe. Goodbye.